Well, hello everybody.
Gucci with the
My name
wolf.
is Emmanuel, and you are listening to La Mesita. And I am here today with amazing special guest here with us in a building today, or should I say, on Zoom. We have Lumpen. Hello, thank
What's
you so
up?
much for
What's
being with us
good?
today.
Super excited to
Oh,
be here with
you're
you
good.
guys.
So let's just get right in. I'd like to know if you could describe for us a glimpse of your day before and after the quarantine. Like, what does that look like?
I was in Mexico City. I threw a party. I have a party called a Cadell, so we did a party out there. And then the next day I had to fly back. So pretty much I was with all my friends having a party. I had not stop like for the whole year. And I got back to LA to be by myself. You know what I'm saying? Lonely. And everything kind of changed. It was so crazy that, in a sense that I was going so fast and like to all of a sudden be stuck in my house with my two dogs and learning how to like, I'm always been kind of like afraid of being lonely or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love being around people, you know, that's my drive. That's like kind of like my main people, and the way people react and the way people talk is one of my main inspirations in everything I do. So it was just from being in the parties and like being in Mexico to just come home and on a lockdown, you know, that's LA by myself, and that was crazy. But I've learned a lot though. I learned that I learned that being alone not necessarily means that you're lonely. You understand? So it's been a learning process. It's been a cool thing. I'm bored. I'm super bored, but it's been a good experience to like find self love and like to like I suffer of anxiety like disorder. So to be able to like find myself in a situation where it's me who like gives me my self love is like insane, you know, and like to appreciate that and like, I mean, and I'm still like, because the word alone is about space. The word loneliness is about feelings. So the whole thing with like, thank God we're up to technology, because I don't know what it would be if we didn't have technology, because I think I'd be probably going crazy more, you know what I'm saying? So
That'd be
that was good.
crazy if we didn't have any
Just
technology.
imagine this back when our parents or like our grandparents were like without like a screen, like a FaceTime or like Zoom or like all that. I don't know like how that, I don't know if I could go through that, to be honest.
Yeah, locked away from the world. And with technology, we're able to communicate with literally everybody. And so,
Yeah.
what would you say are three words that you identify with or that describe you? And I feel like, especially during this quarantine time, it's all about like self-discovery and like, especially in situations like yours, like being alone, being by yourself for these long periods of time, really give people time to sit down and think real hard. So what would you say those three words would be for you?
That's a hard one, you know what I'm saying? Um, I say caring, um, creative, and fearless. It sounds like, oh, this soup, like, wow, he's giving it to himself. But no, I feel like during this quarantine, I learned that I care a lot about my my team and the people that I love. And I realized I could create more things that I didn't know I was able to. And and I don't fear like, the only thing I fear probably is like not to not create or something, to be a, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but so that's why I feel like those three words describe me. Stubborn. I might add a fourth word. I'm a stubborn dude. You know, but sometimes stubborn can be good too. In my case, it works both ways.
Right. For real. And where do you think this like this urge to be like so outgoing and creative and always like wanting to like do these creative, amazing things come from? Where do you think that comes from?
Expression. I love expressing myself. I love expressing what I feel inside. And sometimes there's no words that you could like describe that, you know? I love the art of expression is, to me, is the most valuable thing that we have. To be able to express yourself and have an outlet to do it in every way, either if it's through music, through drawing, through an interview, through whatever it is. I think that's my the joy of it. I get the high I get of being creative, of creating. You know what I'm saying? Creating, to see something that starts off here and you keep thinking it, to be able to like touch it, see it, hear it, smell it, wear it. You know, like that's the most like beautiful thing in life. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe one day having a kid or like something, you know, it's like, it's an expression at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's just, having a kid is an expression of love, you know, like make things, you know? So I feel that's the drive for me. That's where it comes from. Like it really comes from that. From wanting to express, from wanting to like shut down my anxiety to a bunch of that.
That's so dope. And who would you say were some of your biggest influences growing up that brought out all of this creativity and want to express yourself?
I say Pharrell was one of them, like, to be honest. And then I always liked like crazy art and like Akira, the movie. So I always thought like, wow, this guy made this whole cartoon, like, and it looks like this, like, wow. And then just, I used to play in punk bands and like when I was like 11 or 12. So just that was like one of my biggest inspirations, just to like be able to like see people joy, like ride with the music and get crazy and then buy a t-shirt. And that beyond having a certain like guy who was like my inspiration, it's more of feelings that's been my inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because I could tell you my dad was a big inspiration. You know, being broke was one of my biggest inspirations because I wanted to leave the streets, you know what I'm saying? Be able to like put on for my family and my friends. So more beyond having a specific, like, because I could tell you, oh, Picasso or like Pharrell, Kanye, a million things, you know, architectures. And like I don't believe in, because I feel like we should be our own inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever, it's like if you ask Kanye or these big figures that people usually mention, they'll probably tell you the same situation. You know, it's like it's beyond a person, is more of a feeling and of a self feeling like that inspires. You know, that's how I feel. Maybe I went a little bit too deep, but
yeah. No, that's great. And like with all these different situations that come at you in life and all these like different feelings that, you know, one experiences, like whether it's like relationships or hardships or just, you know, going through life as it is, like with no fear or full of fear, like at what point, like in your childhood or adulthood or whenever, did things click for you and you were like, yeah, you know what, like I'm gonna go on the grind and I'm gonna do this?
I feel like I used to fight a lot in school. Like fight. I love fighting. Like that was my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a little troublemaker, like just running down on people and like being the crazy dude in school and like being the left side and like, you know. So one day I was getting suspended so much, and one day I got suspended. I'm like, and I would love getting suspended because that man, I was gonna be at home like chilling, doing whatever I want. One day I got home and I was like, hey mom, I got suspended, and my dad got home. He's like, you got suspended? All right. The next 3 days, you're gonna come with me. So he took me to like the mall, and then he was like, all right, I want you to like every trash can that you see in there, I want you to dig in and get the cans, the aluminum cans. So then like he started like I had this black bag, and like he would make me do that, and he'll take me like where people was, like, and be like, all right, go get those cans from that trash can, and then go get. I'm like, then he took me after the whole day. He took me to go sell the cans, and I remember I probably made like $2. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, if you keep doing this is what you're gonna end up doing for the rest of your life. So I don't know what happened, but that clicked right there. Like I was like, I can't do this like for the rest of my life. And that was my drive, dude. After that, I was just like, all right, what do I like? Oh, I love art. Then I was going to art classes, and then I was making my own t-shirts, and then I got into the punk bands, and then, you know what I'm saying? And it was just that, and I learned how to produce. But that was the moment that my life actually went the first time. You know what I'm saying? The second time, it was probably, later on, when I was like in 2008, and I was so broken. I lived in the streets, and I didn't want to be in the street. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be there. Like, and Kanye was down in Mexico. He was coming to Mexico to do the Glow in the Dark tour. And I wasn't a rapper or anything. I wasn't trying to rap. I was trying to be a producer, but no one was paying me for my beats. So I made this little demo of me rapping, and they picked me to open up for Kanye. So then I was like, that was my second drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my first time I got out of the streets, because I took that money and I got my first apartment and like my first rent. You know what I'm saying? So when I stepped into that place, I was like, I'm never not gonna stop making money to pay my rent. So I set that goal. You know what I'm saying? It was like, from now on, the most important thing is go out and get the money for the rent. So how you gonna do that? So then that drive like just kept me going. Like, all right, let me go look for a Nike deal. So then I got a Nike deal, because I used that card. I used like, oh, I opened up for Kanye. I'm the first Mexican here, and like, what's up? Da, 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 da. So then I was able to like finesse so many things, like from a Nike deal to like doing stuff for like brands, and like producing now and charging people, and like, you know. So then I started touring, stuff like that. You know, it's like the drives. It's like that was the drive. There's 2 times I think I feel like the most driven to create, or like to find success, or like to not, like, you know. I was always try to set my mind into hunger, like hunger not as in food or like, but like just hunger of like trying to help, trying to create, trying to like be the best for my family, trying to be the best for myself, trying to be the best for my friends, and like, you know, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I fail, you know, but at the end of the day, that's the gas for the world, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like being hungry is the only thing that, you know, keeps us going every day, and the only like hope that we have for the future to better ourselves and better our community. And so when doing what you do, yes, what would you say excites you the most about producing music or any projects that you're into? The people's faces, man. The feeling, you know. It's just like the like, whoa, the me, like, just like when I write a song that I really like, even if it's not for me, I'll hear that song for like the rest of the week for at least 1 million times, because it just feels good, you know. It's coming from in me. It's a feeling, you know. Like, I'm very selective with the stuff I do, like projects and stuff like that, because every project I give myself into that, you know. It's like I give my heart, I give my soul, I give it all, like, you know. With my label, when like I really care about changing the way they
they've portrayed. Is that the way you say it? I hate the word Latin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, we're all human. So like, I'm trying to do as much as I can so that they don't say, "Oh yeah, that's that Mexican kid." You know, it's like, it don't matter. Like it's like saying the Mexican kid automatically takes off credit of like, it's that kid, it's that guy who. So you know what I'm saying? It's like that. That's what it is.
And how would you say that your culture, your upbringing, and everything that like makes your identity inspires things like your beat making? Like how would you say you incorporate that into your music and everything that you do?
I don't know. I never think about that. You know, I just like, I grew up with my mom listening to Selena and Emilio Navaira and all this crazy Mexican music, and then my dad was listening to hip hop and like to rock. So it was like, I never thought about it. I just know it's in there. I really don't, because I create a lot of art too. And then I create, like, I'm a creative director for artists. So I never think like, oh, how do I put this? Or why is this like that? You know, it's just, I know something, there's like a little thing in there that makes me think different because of the way you grow up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All I know is like, my culture really helps whenever it comes to treating people the way I treat people different. Like, you know, because my mom, like, you know, it's like whenever I'm introduced to someone, it's like, be grateful and like, hey, like, I used to hate trying to explain myself. Like when I meet a girl, like I give her the kiss in the cheek and like, I'm sorry, I'm Mexican. Because you know, like the cultures are so different and they'll be like going back. Or like, and my mom would like slap me if I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? It's disrespect. Like that's just things like that in regular life. I feel more, you know. But to me, like more than that, the culture and the way I grew up. Because I grew up in Houston. I was lucky enough that my parents were like looking for a better life for their kids. So like I was born in Monterrey, but my parents moved to Houston. So I went to ESL. I did all that. So you know what I'm saying. So it's all those things I think change you in a lot of ways. Not only in the music, it's just the way I do deals too, like with my label, like the way I paint maybe, or I take that. I mean, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes if I want to do like a cumbia record, it's in there because it's in my blood. You know, it's like it's been there, so it's easier for me. Then if you tell someone that didn't grow up in that household, like, do a cumbia record, they'll be like, what is this, you know? But then I also grew up, I was a skater in Houston and then Laredo. And then, so I got to see both sides of the world. I was too Mexican for the Americans and I was too American for the Mexicans. So it was kind of weird, you know? So it's like, at this point, like, I think that it all affects you in the way you express or you create whatever you create.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of youth nowadays, me and everybody that I know, can relate to being too American for your Mexican family and being too Mexican for everybody around you, especially being here in Chicago. And so I know you mentioned the L word being Latin and how it's about just humans in general, but I feel like sometimes it's important for, as young people and having these idols and these inspirations in your life that you look up to. Sometimes, like, it's like, damn, like they look like me, they sound like me, they're like from where I'm from, and they've gone through what I've gone. They've gone through what I've gone through. So like, how do you what is music that you've produced and other mainstream like Latin artists that you've contributed with, and just everybody in general, how do you think that kind of music uplifts communities, from Mexico, Texas, like everywhere?
Well, I feel like how you said, having like a guy like J Balvin, like being number one artist of the Latin community. At the end of the day, that's like saying like, oh, here you go, here's the, you have to label it. Yes, I get that. But I feel it's good because then kids or people like myself or queer be like, oh, is so fire that we have our own Pharrell, or that we have our own, like, finally for the first time, like, people will understand me better. I feel, I feel like that's important. Like, I'm gonna, like, all this time, like, all this, like, Balvin, Bunny, Nathanael Cano, Mexican, they're so important for us. So, because people realize that we're so alike. We're still creative. We're still like, we can still bring something new to the table. You know what I'm saying? We could change. And that's just saying, like, artists. There's like Mexican architects, Mexican, like, visual artists. You know what I'm saying? That are changing the wave of how, like, our work was being viewed before. And I feel like to inspire kids in the next generation to remove that fear of, like, oh, they're gonna see me, they're gonna look at me different when I try to do this. It's like, nah. Right now, everything's possible. Especially right now in quarantine, it's like they gave us a reset. We're all at the same level. You could be rich, you could be broke, you could be whatever. We're all stuck at home. So now you got a chance to, like, read what you're gonna come out with after this quarantine. Are you gonna go full on, or are you gonna be like complain that you're stuck at home? You know what I'm saying? But it's like if we were all having a race, it's kind of like they said, all right, no, hold up. Whoever's winning, come back. Now let's all go. You get what I'm saying? So I feel it's important. The most important thing is that to remove the fear of the next generations and whoever the generation right now, and even the past generations, to be like, yeah, I could do that too. I could be the number one artist, even though I'm Mexican, even though I'm Puerto Rican, or even though I'm Colombian or Salvadorian, whatever. I could be the number one artist. I could be the best architect. Or I could even, this guy, what's his name? He's Mexican. The Oye Mujer guy. Rymix, that's his name. He was, before he decided to go into the music, he was at NASA. Working at the NASA, you know what I'm saying? Like a Mexican dude. It's like, whoa, it's like, so those things, it goes beyond the music. But I feel that's the most important thing about it. I feel.
Yeah. And so onto something a bit more serious. I feel like it's been, like, since the dawn of time, like, since forever, like, many artists always make statements in their music referencing women as solely objects, or, like, in a way, sexual trophies for men. And recently Bad Bunny has made music where he takes stands for women and consent. And what do you think is the importance of breaking down the view of women and how they're portrayed in the mainstream media?
It's important. 100% it's important, but it's also important to, like, really embrace it more than showing it, but I feel like that's a good start. Like, we're still living in this world, man. Like, we're still so behind on that, and people, women, men, we're such a beautiful creation that we should respect even harder, and we should, like, embrace the real love and the real respect, and, like, push. Like, for me, all women, like, my right hand is a girl. It's Pia. She's, like, the best. To me, she's harder than me. You know what I'm saying? We have to empower women, bro. Like, every day, and we have to empower your loved ones, and you have to empower the kids, and it's more than that. But it's good. It's fire that Bunny came out like that, doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of felt kind of weird because he didn't mention who the girl was on the video. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want to know who's singing, and that's it. Like, it's so super important. It's super important for every, like, bro, like, I'm telling you, because my mom, I grew up with, I love my mom. When you're a Mexican kid, your mom shows you how to respect everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, you'll get smacked if you're disrespectful. So I don't know. I never had that issue, like, where I never portrayed women like that. thanks to the way I grew up, you know?
Yeah. And on the flip side, you tapped into it a little bit, but you know, there's always been like restricting social standards when talking about men, and you know how they're viewed in society and stigmas and stuff like that. So like it, you know, there's just always been the mentality that like it's a man's world and you're the man of the house, and so like things like that, like no expressing of emotion or femininity or anything like that. So like, what do you think it takes for stigmas like that to be broken down?
Guys like us making those statements and then just really embracing it, you know? Like, I'm not afraid to tell someone I love you, or like, well, you're better than me, or like, I'm so proud of you, or like, you know, kissing my gay friends, you know, like, I don't, why, like, you know? And I've seen people get weird whenever, like, if my gay friend comes and they give me a kiss on the cheek. I see guys get weird out, but I'm like, bro, like, what? I can't. It's just not in me, you know? It's like it shouldn't be that way. Everyone do what they want. Like, I don't live by no one's rules. And let me tell you, mind you, I come from a family who was very macho, like my grandpa was from a ranch, and he was like, my mom, like, you can't go to school because you're a woman, and like, you know, but my mom used to sneak out and go to school, you know? So I had a very like strong female in my like, you know, as a representation of what life should be like. I saw them both ways. I saw my grandpa be super against women being empowered, but I saw my mom fighting through it my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And like, that really has my vision in a different state, you know? It's like that.
Yeah. For sure. Well, thank you guys for listening, but we will be right back after this quick song break with more from Milkman. And we're going to listen to a little bit of his repertoire. Milkman, do you have any suggestions on any songs that we should listen of yours?
I'd say Luna. Luna would be a cool song.
Let's listen to Luna, guys, and we'll be right back. Hey, guys, we're back. Don't forget that you're listening to La Mesita. And we're still here with Milkman. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Let's talk a little bit more about some of your projects that you're working on. So what would you say are some of the biggest projects and collaborations or anything like that you're focusing on at the moment?
Right now I'm working, I just did my album. I finished my album during quarantine. So that's super important to me. I haven't dropped music in 5 years. It's my own solo album. So I'm so excited about that. I do creative direction for J Balvin. So we're working on a new project. So that's exciting. Working on Jesse's Bias new album. Super excited. Just a bunch of things. I just did a collab with New Era that dropped like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, which I donated the whole money for like a foundation for this, for the Rona, to help people in Mexico. And that's what I'm never like chill. So I'm working a lot of things, and to me, all of them matter the same. It doesn't matter if it's Balvin, if it's Jesse, if it's my project. To me, they all have the same strength. Like, even if I'm painting, like doing a painting or something, to me, like, I get excited. Like, I'm so excited. Sometimes it's so hard for me to go to sleep because I'm like, I don't want to sleep, but then I want to sleep so I can wake up and keep working on that, you know? But then sometimes I don't want to sleep because I want to keep working on it. But then my mind goes like, but if I sleep, I can wake up earlier and work on it, you know? So it's like, my mind has me playing tricks, but I'm excited about everything I'm doing. Even about this, you know, like, it's cool to like to be open and talk to you guys. That excited me a lot, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It's all about the hustle. So
yeah.
Milkman has a genius idea, you know, he's just chilling or whatever. And then he has like the next big genius idea or creative idea. What's the first thing that he does?
I draw it and put it on paper. That, and I call Pia. Pia, I have this idea. Let's make it happen. And she starts moving everything, like, boom, boom, what we need. Then she'll make like this list of the things that we need, and then we'll start going from there. you know, but it's always like that. I write it down. I usually draw like a little sketch of whatever it is, even if it's a chair or like if it's like um, a cover or like something, whatever. And then I call Pia, like, I want to do this. And then she'll like start just thinking of all the things that we need, and we'll make a list, and then we just start attacking it. Boom. Oh, we got this too. Crossing things that we already got, you know? And then boom, all of a sudden it's there. It's a team effort, bro, to be honest. Like I have a great team and I'm so proud of it. And because sometimes I don't have enough time to like perfect the drawing. So then I have like, I'll do a sketch and then I'll send it to one in my team, like who knows how to draw like a genius. Be like, bro, I have this idea. Can you make it come through into this? And then I'll be on the phone, change this, do that. Dude, like my phone is my everything. Like, and then I'll be like drawing, no, this goes like this, da, 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 boom, send back till it's done. You know, you got to rely on your team. You can't. It's not all about me. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's me who gives the face, but because I'm the one being the creative. But you have to like empower your team and like make them part of whatever you do. You know,
for sure. And something that I hear you're an expert and you're great at is throwing parties. So can you tell me a bit about them? Like what like compels you to throw these huge parties? And now that we're in quarantine, do you miss them?
I miss them like crazy, 100%. What made me do it? I've had this idea of like having this party for years, but just like I didn't feel it was the right time or I didn't have the right team. And we were on a trip to Barcelona and I realized it was just time because we went to this party with one of my partners, which she runs. I'm like, she could help us run this. She was the missing piece. And it was just me wanting to have a birthday party every time I could. Because you know, when you have a birthday party, all your friends show up. So then that's the concept of the thing. It's like, and it's called recreo, which is to me the best moments in school were like during recess. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with your friends. So I always invite friends over and like artists. So I never announce who's gonna show up. So in one party we might have Major Lazer and Jay Cortez, and then another one we might have like just artists, you know, like Jay, will.i.am, and then just giving that to the people and like where the whole mood of the party is like, dude, we're all equal. It don't matter if you're from the hood. It don't matter if you got money. It don't matter gender. Nothing matters. There's no VIP. There's no bottle service. There's nothing. Whoever gets here and like whoever buys their ticket before anyone, which are cheap, it's $10, gets to have the same joy. I don't care. You know, and I had people like, oh, bro, I need to be at the VIP. I'm like, bro, there's no VIP. No, where the artists are, because I'm this and that. And I'm like, I don't care, bro. You're just like everyone else. So enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It was just the moment where I wanted to like remove that stigma of like social classism, you know? Like we're like, oh, I'm better than you because of that. Nah, bro. It was just a moment that I wanted to inspire like the new kids and all that, like to be like, yo, we're right here next to you. It's all good. You don't need a photo with me. You don't need to take nothing. You don't even need your phone out. It's just like, we're all chilling here. Like we're having a good time because we're all equal and blah, blah, blah. You know? That was just what really made me do it. But the moment that it was just, I feel like I had the right team and that I was the right moment.
Yeah. And what would you say your party essentials are?
In what sense?
You know, what is like, no matter what city you're in, who's going to be there, like what are the things that make a great party for Milkman?
The music is essential. The most essential, that the music got to be right. And some Black Label. And, you know, just beautiful people, you know, just beautiful vibes. It's like, That's it. Like people dancing. I love watching people dancing. You know, it's the most. It's an expression at the end of the day of how people is feeling at the moment.
Yeah. And so moving into a bit more about fame, like a concept that's always really interested me is, you see like your idols and these big famous people with all this money and all these people behind them. And it's always interested in me, like, you can make it as far into the top and as famous as you want, but we're all human in the end. But somehow, like, there's this weird, like, social identity mix up or some like weird connection where we're not connecting that people are human when they make it to the top. So like, do you feel famous?
No.
Why do you feel you're not famous?
Because I'm not. Like, in what sense? Like I'm still trying to create more. I'm still like, I still haven't built a building, or I still haven't. My success is I don't feel like I'll find success. I don't believe in the word success, because I don't believe that I'm gonna stop going. The moment I say I found success, that's where I stop. That word was made for you to stop being better. All right, you're successful. Let the other one come. It's like, I think the question is, how do I, it's more about the joy, I guess, right? Than, to me, it's like, I don't think, even if more people knew me, that doesn't define success, It's, cause like, what's success? Like, you seen that Jordan documentary? The moment where he couldn't even go out. That sucks. I don't want to be that guy. It's like, I want to be out with the people. I want to go outside and no one asked me for no photos, or no one asked me for no, that's where I want to be, outside, but no, so I can have a voice and like talk about the issues that's going on in society, talk about anxiety and depression. That's the only reason I want to be known, but not famous. I don't care about the fame. And it sounds so cliche, but I really don't. I wish I had 23, 44 million followers. Yes. Not for the fame, but to spread the word of love, in a sense of, bro, it's like, I suffer of this, like, anxiety, depression situations, it's like, and I know there's a lot of kids that are afraid to say that. And I know a lot of the guys in the industry are so afraid to say that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the only reason why I want to have 44 million followers. So I could just talk about, you're good. I would literally be on live streaming like, you're good today. We're all good. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
There's no I can promote but that. Be good. My parents are preachers, by the way, Christian preachers. So there's there's probably a lot of that,
Yeah, that says a lot. It shows.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should be the end goal. At the end, it's not about how much money you make, how much people you know or know you. It's, just about uplifting our communities and where we're from and the people around us.
Yes, because I wish when I was growing up, I had someone like me telling me that I could relate to. You know what I'm saying? And dude, a lot of my mind changed too when I met Balvin. Or not when I met him, because I've known him for a long time. When we became like close friends. And he's so humble, and he has all that, and he's like the most humble person ever. And I was like, I can't believe I met all these guys, or I've hung around with all these guys, and they're on this super protective, my image, my thing, I'm famous type thing. But this guy's like, nah. Just like, if people, it's kind of uncomfortable for him sometimes. He doesn't say it. This is what I think. But we'll be eating in a restaurant, and every person that would come by and say, can I take a photo? Even if he's eating, he'll stand up and take the photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't care about the money. It's a lot of cool things, bro. Like, when you find people your friends, your team, and everyone that all think alike and all share the same thing, it's just amazing all the things you're going to be able to do. Because there's no group, like in my team, there's no egos in the sense of like, oh, he's making more money than me. Oh, he's getting more recognition. No, at all. I'm telling you. Because why? Like I'm a manager to Jesse, and like I want him to be successful. I want him to be able to complete his dreams. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to shine. You know, so it's like my ego there goes down. Because then I'm the one going to close deals, and like, so I remove the artist off of me and be like the good guy, bad guy with these brands, with the labels, with the da-da-da-da, you know? And then, bro, humble down it's taught me a lot. Because I'm not gonna lie, there was a moment when you lose it, you know, and it's like, you're like, nah, I don't want this. When I was an artist, I realized I was like, when I was rapping, I realized, nah, I don't like this life. It's weird to me. I'd rather be like in a studio creating, or like in a warehouse making a sculpture, like, you know, and play shows whenever I feel like playing shows for a purpose. In my parties, we do a speech every night about friendship. You know, we'd be like, hey, isn't it great that you're here with your best friend? And then I tell everyone, like, yo, turn around and look at the person next to you, tell them, you're my best friend. You know, like let's not forget about why we're here. Like, we're here to dance, have a good time, to be friends. And that's, you know what I'm saying? I do that in my parties. And whenever I have a show, that's another speech. That's the love yourself speech, you know? Because sometimes we forget to like love ourselves. And then sometimes we forget that not everything's for the money. Sometimes it's for like the fun. Like that party, to me, that's not for the money. To me, that's because I want to have fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the money. I never make no money because I fly my friends to the. Never made money off of that party. Even though it's always sold out and it's a crazy party. It's just, I just want to have fun. Like, I want to remember why I'm doing this. Like, it's not all work. Even though it's a work, it's a lot of work. But here you go. My team is strong. And I show up and I get, you know what I'm saying? And my team handles, like, one handles this, another handles that. It's a great team, good friends. And long life, big dreams.
As Milkman today, what would you tell Milk Boy growing up?
Don't stop. Don't stop. The same thing that I started doing. The sort of thing that I would tell him that, and I would tell him like man, I'm human, so I messed up a lot of times, you know? I've broken hearts, forgot a couple of purposes while I was doing things at some point. And it's hard to change after you've been going or living a certain way for your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes the dream is bigger than the present. So that's what I would tell. Don't get loose in it. Like, just, it's cool to look, there's the goal, but then it's cool to understand that the present is still here. And I would probably say that. I could have done it. I think I hurt a couple people in the process of learning where I'm at today, you know? So I would probably tell that young Milk not to, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so what are some of your dreams for the next 5-10 years?
The biggest dream I have is to build a church for my parents.
And how much did religion play a role in your life growing up?
It was there, but I'm always the man. I was crazy. I was a crazy kid. You know, I was just crazy. So I believe in God, but I was never like into religion like that. But I believe in God, and I respect my parents' choice of giving their life to God, because I see their happiness, and believe me, that joy that they live. It's so beautiful. You know, while I'm here trying to create all these things, I'm like the most stressed guy all the time. You know what I'm saying? but it never played. I never let it play a role because imagine I'd be like not doing the things I do because then I'll be stuck in church, you know. And my dad always told me like, bro, you don't just because we're chose this life, you don't have to like feel bad about if you say a bad word or if you do whatever or like you drink or like da 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 or you know. So it's like at the end of the day, my parents are like so happy whenever I say these speeches about love yourself because to them that's enough for them to, like you're giving a good message, you're good. Even though my music is not for that, you know. But what brought me to make the music that I put out is that, you know.
Yeah. Do you have any social medias that we can catch you on for any of your next big content?
Instagram, Milkman. I love Instagram.
We all do.
Museum. Instagram is the best museum in the world.
That's a great way to look at Instagram. Yeah. My museum sold out. And during this quarantine, what do you hope for?
And I just want it to be done, bro. I wish I studied science so I could understand what's going on for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yup.
Like I really thought about like I'm just too late to start studying science right now. You know what I'm saying? But
no, it's never too late.
No, but in a sense, it's like to try to catch up with all this. It'll be like I don't want like let's just make art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cool dudes right now looking into that. So let's give them their shine.
Yeah, and you can keep making all the art and the music that they enjoy while they're trying to.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But man, thank you so much for having me. And I like what you guys do. Keep doing it. Empower your friends, your team. Don't stop. If this is what you want to do, go harder. You know what I'm saying? I'm so proud of you guys. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much for your words and wisdom.
Hey, thank you guys. Dale. Bye-bye.
And don't forget that you're listening to La Mesita.